It was a regular sunny day in Inglewood, California. The neighborhood was alive with the sounds of kids playing, cars cruising by with bass-heavy hip-hop, and neighbors chatting on porches. But sitting quietly on his own front steps was 10-year-old Elijah Harris, headphones on, in his own world. Elijah wasn't like the other kids on his block. Diagnosed with autism at 3, the world often felt chaotic, overwhelming, and confusing. But when he put on his headphones and hit play on a Snoop Dogg track, the noise faded away. Everything suddenly made sense. For Elijah, music, especially rap, was more than just sound. It was a language that helped him process the world around him. While speaking in full sentences could sometimes be hard, rhymes and rhythms flowed from him with ease. His mother, Latasha, first noticed this when he was 5. One day, he couldn't answer a simple question about how he was feeling, but moments later, he began rapping every word of "Drop It Like It's Hot," perfectly, word for word, beat for beat. Music unlocked something magical in Elijah. It was as though his brain rewired itself when the beats dropped. His anxiety lessened. His confidence rose. He wasn't the quiet, shy boy with autism anymore. He was a performer, an artist. Every afternoon after school, Elijah would sit on his porch with his old iPad and practice Snoop Dogg songs. He mimicked the tone, the cadence, the flow, and even Snoop's signature hand gestures. Neighbors noticed. They would stop and listen, smiling and sometimes clapping. "This boy's got talent," Mr. Jenkins from across the street would often say, shaking his head in amazement. But Elijah didn't do it for the attention. He did it because it felt like breathing, like freedom. One day, his 17-year-old cousin Malik decided to film him performing "Beautiful" by Snoop Dogg. Elijah nailed every verse. Malik laughed, posted it to TikTok, and added the caption, "My lil cousin is autistic but raps like a pro. Somebody tag Snoop." The video spread like wildfire. Hundreds of views turned into thousands within an hour. Comments flooded in. "This kid is amazing. Pure talent. Tag Snoop right now." Within 24 hours, the video crossed over 500,000 views. People from around the world were watching Elijah flow. Parents of autistic kids wrote things like, "I'm crying. This gives me so much hope." Then something surreal happened. A simple comment appeared under the video. "Yo, this lil homie got bars. Somebody send me the address." Snoop Dogg. Latasha stared at the screen, frozen. She blinked, reread the comment, and gasped so loud that Elijah jumped slightly. "Mama?" he asked, pulling his headphones down. She grabbed her phone, hands trembling. Messages were pouring in. Reporters, bloggers, radio hosts, all wanting to talk to her about Elijah. But nothing mattered more than the next DM that popped up. "Tell Lil Man I'm pulling up tomorrow. For real. Tell him to be ready." From Snoop Dogg himself. "Baby," Latasha said, kneeling in front of her son. "Do you know what's happening tomorrow?" Elijah paused, processing. "School?" he guessed, puzzled. Latasha smiled, fighting tears. "No, baby. Snoop Dogg, the real Snoop Dogg. He's coming here, to see you." Elijah's eyes widened. His hands flapped, a familiar stim when excitement overflowed. "Snoop. For real?" he whispered. "For real, baby. For real, for real." He hugged his headphones tighter and grinned, whispering, "Faux shizzle." By sunrise, the entire block was buzzing. Word had spread like wildfire. Celebrity wasn't just visiting Inglewood. It was Snoop Dogg, the hometown hero himself, coming to see Elijah. Neighbors who hadn't spoken in weeks were suddenly chatting at their fences. Kids begged their parents to let them stay home from school. Elderly residents dusted off lawn chairs to grab front-row seats to history in the making. Latasha had barely slept. She was up scrubbing the porch, fluffing pillows, and panicking over whether she had enough snacks in the house. "What do you even serve, Snoop Dogg?" she mumbled. Malik set up a tripod, making sure his phone was fully charged. "This is going to break the internet," he declared confidently. Cars slowed as they drove by, people hanging out of windows with their phones, trying to catch a glimpse of any movement. Even the corner store guy closed early. "Ain't missing this," he said, locking his door. At exactly noon, a black Cadillac Escalade pulled around the corner, moving slow, deliberate. It was like a scene out of a music video. Heads turned, conversations stopped. Kids sprinted to get a closer look. The door opened, and there he was, Snoop Dogg. Dressed in a crisp blue Crenshaw tracksuit, gold chains, sunglasses reflecting the sunlight. Cool, calm, and grinning. "You! What's good, family?" he greeted, raising both arms as if hugging the entire street. The crowd erupted into cheers, screams, and applause. Snoop scanned the porch until he spotted Elijah, sitting, in his usual spot with his headphones on, lightly rocking back and forth. "Is that my young homie?" he asked, pointing. Elijah looked up, froze for a second, then slowly stood. His hands fluttered, his lips parted. "Faux shizzle?" he managed, half a question, half a declaration. The entire street laughed and cheered. Snoop threw his head back, chuckling. "Aye, lil' man ready. He ready." He walked straight up the driveway, arms wide, offering a fist bump. Elijah bumped back. His mother held her breath, not knowing how he'd handle the sensory overload. But something about Snoop's presence felt calming, safe, familiar. "You got bars for me, young king?" Snoop asked, kneeling down to Elijah's height. Elijah didn't hesitate. He pulled his headphones off, looked Snoop dead in the eye, took a breath, and launched into "Drop It Like It's Hot." Every word, every pause, every inflection nailed. Snoop nodded, hyped him up. Okay, that boy got flow!" he shouted, encouraging the growing crowd to clap along. The neighbors were loving it. Phones were out everywhere. Malik's live stream jumped from 500 viewers to 15,000 in minutes. Even the mailman parked his truck, leaning against it, shaking his head in disbelief. "Man, this is special." When Elijah hit the final line, Snoop jumped up, clapping, threw an arm around the boy and said, "Man, you got something special, nephew. You got magic." Elijah beamed, holding his headphones tight. For the first time in a long time, there wasn't an ounce of anxiety on his face. Just joy. The neighborhood buzz didn't die down. In fact, it grew. Snoop wasn't just there for a quick meet and greet. He was setting up shop. Literally, Snoop called over his assistant. "Yo, grab the mobile setup. We recordin' right here." From the back of the Escalade came a portable studio. Microphones, laptop, soundboard, speakers. Within minutes, Elijah's front porch transformed into a mini recording booth. Latasha stood back, hands over her mouth. "Is this really happening?" she whispered to herself. Neighbors pulled up lawn chairs. The ice cream truck parked at the corner started giving out free cones. The entire block felt like a festival. Snoop tested the mic, nodded. "Sound crispy. You ready, lil' homie?" Elijah nodded quietly. He put on the studio headphones, gripping them tightly. His familiar rocking. Motion slowed as he focused. Snoop coached him. "Feel the beat. Don't rush it. Let it come to you." The beat dropped. An original track, laid-back West Coast vibes mixed with a playful bounce. Perfect for Elijah's style. Elijah stepped to the mic. His voice, shaky at first, grew stronger with each bar. He rapped about his love for music, about how rhymes make the world make sense. His flow was simple, but real, honest. Snoop hyped him between verses, throwing in ad-libs. "Yeah! Talk that talk, young king. Let 'em know." The crowd clapped along, swayed, laughed, and cheered. Malik's livestream hit 50,000 viewers. Comments scrolled by so fast nobody could read them. After 3 takes, they nailed it. Snoop grinned, hit stop on the recorder, and turned to Elijah. "Aye, that's a hit, nephew." Snoop handed Elijah a gift, a custom blue set of Beats headphones with his name engraved. "Official now," he said, placing them on his head. Elijah grinned, spinning in a circle, holding the headphones like they were made of gold. "Thank you," he whispered. Snoop then surprised everyone again. "We gonna take this track and drop it, for real. Spotify, Apple Music, all that." The crowd gasped. Latasha's knees almost buckled. "Are you serious?" she asked. Snoop nodded. "Dead serious. Let's show the world what this young king got." Within 48 hours, the song Rhymes Make Sense dropped on all major platforms. The internet exploded. News outlets everywhere covered the story. Headlines read, Snoop Dogg teams up with autistic kid for viral hit. Videos flooded TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Elijah's face was everywhere. Snoop posted, Autism don't limit greatness. Elijah's got bars. Remember that. The post got millions of likes. Elijah's follower count shot from 300 to 2.5 million in less than a week. People from around the world, fans, parents, musicians, flooded his inbox with love and support. Messages came in from other parents of autistic kids. You've given my child hope. We needed this. Thank you for showing the world what's possible. Offers poured in. Producers wanted to work with him. TV shows reached out. But Latasha was careful. It's about Elijah being happy, not about fame. True to his word, Snoop continued mentoring him. Studio sessions followed. More songs, more beats, more smiles. A mural appeared on the side of the local rec center. Elijah, in his blue headphones, holding a mic with Snoop beside him. Above it, different doesn't mean less. Elijah even performed at a local festival, his first time on stage. The crowd sang along. He beamed under the spotlight, not overwhelmed, but thriving. Backstage, Snoop hugged him. Told you, nephew. You were born to do this. Latasha started speaking at autism awareness events. Her message was simple. Support their passions. Support their joy. Watch them shine. The community grew stronger. Neighbors became family. Elijah's story wasn't just about music. It was about understanding, acceptance, and the power of believing in someone. Snoop often visited, not as a superstar, but as a friend. Someone who showed up, who cared. And Elijah? He kept rapping, kept creating. His voice, once quiet and overlooked, now echoed around the world. For the boy who once sat quietly on his porch with headphones, the message was clear. The world finally heard him, and it listened.